Tonight, an Idaho Falls man says a Lincoln County Sheriff's deputy arrested him after he called 911 to verify the identity of the officer. Daniel McIssac traveled to Central Idaho for court today. He pleaded not guilty to charges of obstructing an officer and falsifying a 911 call. Local News 8's Chelsea Brentzel spoke with McIssac and his wife, as well as the Lincoln County Sheriff today.
Well, Carol, Claire and Daniel McIssac caught the incident on camera. The couple tells me they could not believe when a deputy refused to show them his identification. They say what shocked them even more is that questioning an officer's identity could cost you a night in jail.
Here we are in the middle of nowhere. No one's around. No one's going to see us die. And he's like, I thought, you know, your mind kind of goes crazy. I thought we were going to die. I thought we were going to be, you know, placed in a shallow grave and, you know, forgotten. And
those are the thoughts that rushed through Claire McIssac's mind the night a deputy pulled over her husband for a traffic stop in Central Idaho.
He's arresting him. He's putting him in handcuffs.
I kind of figured I might have been speeding a little bit. I don't really know for sure, but pulled over and the police officer, you know, came to the back of the vehicle and shined his light in the back of the car, looked in, and then came around to the window.
Absolutely not. There's no one else on the road.
Sir, get out of the
this is
vehicle
dangerous.
now. No, it's not. Get out of
There's
the
no
vehicle
one else
now.
on the road. You could. How do
Sir,
I know you're even a cop?
Get out of the vehicle right
Show
now.
me your identification.
I don't have to show you my identification.
This is exactly where the police officer pulled over the couple. It's about 100 miles away from their home in Idaho Falls, and you can see here just how remote it is. There's really nothing around, and there's not very many cars that pass this way, and it would take you about an hour to find a well-lit spot to pull over.
I said, well, can I have your number for your precinct, and I can give them a call and make sure you're a real cop? And he said no, and then he said, yeah, the car, you're under arrest. And at that point I said, I'm going to have to dial 911 and get another officer out here because I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't understand why I'm being arrested.
When dispatch confirmed the deputy's identity, McIssac stepped out of the car.
He says he's obstructing an officer.
According to the report, I wasn't there, but according to the report, this gentleman was smoking and he blew smoke into the officer's face, not once, but a couple of times.
Sheriff Ellis says there is no reason to call 911 in a situation like this.
My officer was wearing a full uniform. He was in a marked vehicle with all of the lights and all of the stickers and everything displayed.
He says safety is why officers do not need to show an identification card.
A number of officers that are killed or hurt on traffic stops. And so we don't like to delay any longer than we have to. We don't like to be out on the side of the road any longer than we have to.
Seems like if he'd have just shown his ID, they wouldn't have been out on the road as long as
Right.
they were.
But also, Sheriff Ellis said that if the man would have just complied with the officer, he probably would have gotten a speeding warning.
And that would have been it. The other thing that kind of surprises me just a little bit is the Bannock County Sheriff told me, he says, I don't even know if it's state law or my policy. We show ID upon request.
I think it's just up to the agency. There's no law in Idaho that says that they have to show their ID or not. I guess if you're in if you have a marked car, an officer outfit, you should be.
But I would think if I felt unsafe, I should have the right to call 911 and confirm the
Right, and
officer.
he told me, Sheriff Ellis told me today that what he recommends is if you have a complaint against a sheriff's deputy or anyone, to get in contact with his boss, meaning the sheriff, or if it's a police officer, then the police chief. But I mean, that police officer apparently told that guy, hey, no one's in.
No sheriff to talk to tonight. So it goes to court.
It's going to court. Yeah, he has a preliminary hearing in less than a month, so we'll see what goes from there.
All right.
It'll be very interesting.
Be in the middle of May.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Chelsea.